Lightwater Valley has had a rough few years, with iconic attractions removed, a controversial shift towards younger families, and many enthusiasts writing the park off. But under new management, things could be about to change. So I'm going to go through their ride lineup and see what should be kept and what should be scrapped. Right, let's start with their newest attraction, and that is Spinning Racer, new for 2026. It's a Maurer spinning coaster, and it's the sort of travelling variant that they have just picked up and put in the park. And here's the thing, it's owned by the Mellors Group, the whole park that is, and of course they have a back catalogue of rides that they can just bring to the park and plonk there for a period of time. So it was easy for them to add this year. Personally, I think this is a great addition. It is a lot of fun. It really is enjoyable when it's kind of spinning and stuff. My only frustration with it, though, is I think it's got 3 or 4 cars on the track, but only one of them on the track, actively out on the circuit. I'm pretty sure it's got enough block sections that you could have 2 on the circuit, but they've only got 1. There's a little bit of theming, not a huge amount. There's a car and sort of garage cockpit, workshop-y type thing. I'm explaining that really badly, but there's a little bit of theming in the queue line. And listen, it's a good ride to add to the park, so we'll start strong. Chug it in the key pile. Right, we go back to the entrance of the park then. They've got another ride type that you all know I enjoy. They have a wave swinger. Now theirs is called Skyrider, and it's pretty standard. There's nothing special about it. I mean, you don't really get much variation on these rides, but it was a lot of fun. Sam and I went on it, and we both came off enjoying it. So, yeah, nothing special. Still going to keep it though. The park only currently has 1 permanent coaster, and that is Ladybird. Now it's a Zero force model. I can't remember the exact name. I'm pretty sure it is Zero. But it's an odd little thing. So it's a reasonably long train, and it goes up the lift hill, and then starts to go down the first drop, and you pick up a bit of pace, and you think, oh, this is going to be good. And then it loses all momentum going back up the other side to the point you nearly think it's not going to make it. Of course it does, and then it kind of meanders around the rest of the track. 2, maybe 3 lap special, can't remember what you get. Definitely more than 1. It's alright. I mean, listen, it's their only permanent coaster at the moment, because obviously they removed the Ultimate. Take or leave it. Right, the park has a pretty decent selection of flat rides. Well, I say that. It's got a lot of flat rides. Some of them are better than others. The first one is Flying Cutlass, which is a pirate ship. It's not the best pirate ship, though. I mean, I've been on worse. Yeah, there's probably not much I can say about this one, other than I'll put it in take or leave it. Right, one more credit, and of course it is the obligatory Wacky Worm, known as Caterpillar. Again, listen, I did it because the cred's a cred. I will probably never do it ever again. But I've said in every video I've done, I think these are needed for that younger audience. For many, it is their first coaster. It's a great introduction. It's nice and gentle. So whilst it's not going to get me on it again, I'll keep it for the younger audience. Ah, boy. Right, they've got a set of water slides. Get in the dinghy and off you go. So Sam, dive loop coaster. Sam and I went up, and there's a sign at the top that says maximum weight 31 stone. I'm half of that. Now, Sam's a skinny guy, but he's also tall, and he's muscly. So I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we were pushing that 31 stone limit. So there's 3 slides. The first one is straight down. We did that. It was all right. Got a little bit of a sprinkle. Nothing much. Second one, it's kind of got the airtime hills in it. Again, did that. Little sprinkle. Okay, whatever. We went and grabbed some food, and then we came back and did the third one, which is the enclosed version. A couple of helixes and out the bottom. That's a bad idea. We got absolutely soaked. When you're inside there doing the helixes, the water is sloshing around and you're soaked, and then you come out and then there's another bit of water. Yeah. But listen, if it's a hot day and you don't mind getting wet, a lot of fun. I mean, we were giggling. But beware, because you're not... The first 2 you'll get away with. I'm pretty sure you're not coming off wet on those 2. We were totally fine. That third one, that enclosed one, it's a soaker. So, listen, it was great fun. All 3 of them were enjoyable, and I would definitely keep them. Okay, so we'll go back to the flat rides again, and they've got Powder Keg, which is their Huss breakdance. Now, here's the thing, right? Huss have brought out multiple versions of the breakdance. I think they're now on version 5, which is like the new one in Liseberg. I mean, they all look the same, right? They all function the same. The cars get a little more kind of smooth and more comfortable, but ultimately it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm not entirely sure what the difference between Model 2 and Model 5 is, apart from like one looks new and one looks old and decrepit. It wasn't the most impressive breakdance I've ever done. I've done quite a few and typically enjoyed them. I don't know if this was running a tame cycle because of that kind of we're going for the younger audience, or if it's I'm on my last legs and I can't do any faster. But it was disappointing. Now, Sam had never done a breakdance before, and he came up and went, "Oh yeah, that's okay," like, because he's not a huge fan of spinning rides. I did say to him, that's probably a 2 out of 10, and the one in Liseberg is like an 11 out of 10. It's mental. I'd scrap it. I think it's past it. Right, another staple in a lot of parks these days is that train around a section of the park. And they have one as well. It's the Lightwater Valley Express train. Now, you know me, I typically go on these kind of after lunch. It's a nice way to relax and kind of let your food settle and all that. We went on it at the end of the day because we missed it, not intentionally. But it's good. Again, it doesn't take you around the full park. It takes you around a section of the park. It's nice and slow. You get to see like all the parts of the park and going amongst the trees and stuff. And I'm sure there was some wildlife in there. I'm sure there was. I could be wrong. I've done a few trains lately. I'm pretty sure there was some wildlife in amongst it. But it was enjoyable. And as I say, I think these kind of rides have a place. So definitely not thrilling. It's not meant to be. But I'm still going to keep it. Right, the next one. So I'm sure many of you know the previous owners kind of butchered the park, right? They obviously got rid of the Ultimate, which everyone's gutted about, right? And especially when you hear James Miller saying if he had run the park, he would have invested to keep it. But obviously by the time he bought the park, it was already gone. But they took out a lot of stuff as they were going down this like really family, like young family route. One of the things they had, I think it was a KMG, they had like a claw ride. And they took that out and they replaced it with a glorified rocking tug, spin bug. So, like I say, it is basically the rocking tug. I'm pretty sure it's the Zamperla model. Might be wrong. It's exactly the same as it, except it looks like a bug. Some cute theming, but it's a rocking tug. And I think also because of what it replaced, it's not good. Hey, listen, it's brand new. I'm sure the younger kids like it. Take it or leave it. Another ride that's they've got a couple of tracked rides. One of them is the Jungle Jeeps, and probably one of the slowest track rides I've ever been on. Not gonna lie. I mean, listen, there's some parts that were, they had to put some effort into the theming. Probably alright for the kids, which is obviously who it's aimed at, by the way. Take it or leave it. The next one caught me off guard. So I think they've got 2 different drop towers. There's like a really kids junior one, which we didn't go on. And then there's this one right next to that spin bug called Dragon Drop, which, dragon as in the fire breathing thing, drop. But as a computer person, I found it quite funny because I was thinking of drag and drop. Maybe just the geeks will get it. Anyway, it's a Moser drop tower, and it was kind of a bit of a sleeper for me and Sam. We both went on this thinking, I don't think Sam likes drop towers. Pretty sure he hates the damn things. But it was so much fun. And here's the thing. Again, being a geek, I was kind of looking behind me. Basically, there's a trip switch at the top. So if you watch it, it kind of it climbs up slowly, and as soon as it hits the trip switch, down it goes. But it does it about, 6 to 10 times. And it's got a reasonable amount of force. Like, it's definitely free fall. It was surprising. I had no expectations of it at all, and we both thoroughly enjoyed it. So definitely going in the keep pile. So they've got another tracked attraction, Eagle Creek Farm. Get the name right. Listen, it's a bunch of tractors that you go around this farm, obviously. Again, very slow. I don't think I've been on a real tractor, but I have been on a number of these tractor-themed attractions, and I'm assuming that it's to be authentic, but they could do with some suspension. Like, you are bouncing around this thing. It's daft. Some cheesy jokes in there. I think they were mostly sport-related, football, if I remember correctly. Probably jokes that the kids wouldn't understand and are aimed more at the parents. Not like innuendo type jokes, just a little bit more sophisticated than kids would get. So there's that element to it, I suppose. There's definitely some theming around there. I was painfully slow. I mean, it's not meant to be a fast, thrilling ride by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah. Uh, let's take it or leave it, shall we? Right, I know since I visited the park, and it was only a month ago, 2 months ago, there have been some further additions. I'm pretty sure they've just put in a big wheel, and they're working on like tarmacking a sort of tracked ride for the younger kids. So I mean, there's signs of improvement here already. As I said, the Mellors Group, they have a back catalogue of attractions that they can just bring in and dump in the park, either temporarily or permanently. They've obviously done that with things like Spinning Racer. So I am curious what the future holds for this park. We're probably going to have to give them a few years to kind of get their feet under the table and get a sense for how it works. Pretty sure James said that that's exactly his plan, is to see how it goes and whether they can justify a like a big investment, like an Ultimate 2.0. I mean, something like that. I think we'd all love to see a big attraction, but he certainly has highlighted that he wants to try and expand the demographic to the wider family, which is fantastic because obviously that's been shrinking in the last few years. In any case, if you've been to the park recently, I'd love to know your thoughts on their current ride lineup. If you've enjoyed this one, hit that like button and do subscribe. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios. And that is a Maurer spinning coaster. Kind of guessed. That sounds terrible.